Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jazz. If you're new here, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, stay a little while. Y'all, I literally created this channel just with the intention to just create some kind of like inspiration or motivational talks for people who are on a journey similar to mine. Like, we are literally just trying to figure this thing called life out. And if you're on a journey like that, then you know that it can get a little discouraging at times. It can feel overwhelming. It can feel like it's just a lot. I don't even have notes today. I'm really just watching my baby because y'all, we gotta have a talk today. Today is a talk day. But that's why I created this channel, literally just for people who are on a journey similar to mine. And as I encourage y'all, I'm really encouraging myself, because it's like I get to hear this out loud versus just in my head. And it's something about me saying it out loud to y'all that just reinforces it back to me, and it really just builds my own spirit up. So yes, I created this for y'all, but I also created this for me as well. But if you're new, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share with a friend who may be on a similar journey. If you missed last week's video, make sure you go watch it. I'm always just trying to think of things that I need to personally hear, and that's what I create my video on. So I'm going to leave the link to last week's video so that you can go and watch it. If I'm being completely transparent, I don't know what last week's video was about. I can't remember, and I don't have notes. So usually in my notes, I will reference last week's video, but I don't have notes, because if we're just getting straight into it, y'all, I got my tea here. But just being completely transparent, this past week was a mental hard week for me, right? And I wasn't even gonna create a video because that's why I don't have any notes. I wasn't even gonna create a video because I'm just like, God, I don't know. I'm trying to be obedient. I'm trying to listen to what you're telling me to do. But in this stage, I don't know, is it working, right? And I had a whole mental breakdown, just totally transparent, whole mental breakdown. Maybe it was at 2 something this morning. And for the past couple of nights, I've been waking up at 3 a.m. And I didn't know why I was waking up at 3 a.m. My baby will be asleep, but I was waking up at 3 a.m. So one night I just decided to pray. I'm like, God, I don't know what it is that you want, and what it is that you want to tell me, or you want me to ask you. But I just want to sit in your presence right now and just pray, because there's a reason as to why I keep waking up at 3 a.m. for no apparent reason as to what I'm thinking, right? But last night it was around 2 something, and I just got so overwhelmed. Because have you ever felt like you're doing what you think you're supposed to be doing? None of us know the answers, right? We just do what we think we're supposed to be doing. So have you ever been in a season where you're doing what you think you're supposed to be doing, but it still feel like it's just not, nothing is happening? So I really just had to call on God last night, and I'm just like, God, I'm trying. I'm really doing the things that you tell me to do, but it's not, I don't think it's working, right? Am I in the wrong spot? Am I going with my plans and not your plans? Let me know. These are the things that I thought that you told me to do. I thought you told me to do this. I thought you told me to do that. And I feel like when God tells you to do something, it's because it's an anointing behind it. It's a blessing behind it, right? And God really just had to remind me. And literally, I got this reminder through my fitness journey this morning. God just literally had to remind me to do the work. Don't look for the reward. The reward is going to be a byproduct of the work, but do the work with just faithfulness to the work, not faithful to the outcome, not faithful to what it is that you think that you want, right? Not faithful to what it is that you think that God has for you, but be faithful to the work, right? And the byproduct of that is going to be either what you want or something much greater. And I'm saying I got that through my fitness journey, because y'all, so just talking about my fitness journey a little bit. If you don't know, I'm an Herbalife distributor. So I've been using our products for almost 3 years now. And pre-pregnancy, I was able to gain up to 20 plus pounds of lean muscle mass, right? But once I got pregnant with my daughter, of course I gained weight during my pregnancy. I gained over 40 pounds, and I dropped that post-pregnancy. My postpartum weight, I dropped that. If I'm being completely honest, I dropped it easily, right? But when I dropped that weight, I also dropped my muscle mass. So like I said, I got up to 20 pounds of lean muscle mass. All of that went away. When I dropped the fat, all of my lean muscle mass went away as well. So it's I started back over from the very beginning of my muscle gain journey. And it was so discouraging. I'm like, God, I did all of this work. If you've always been skinny and small like me, you know, and you finally get some weight on you, we worked so hard. I worked so hard to get all of that weight on, just to literally start back from the ground zero, right? And I've been reminding myself, like, in the journey, like in my fitness journey, like, just stick with the plan. Like, don't worry about it. You know that the work is going to work. Just stick with the plan. Does it feel boring? Yes, I ain't even gonna lie. It feels boring being consistent because, like, it's the same exact thing, and it's not like you see a dramatic change the next day, because you don't, right? And so today I was weighing in with my accountability partner, because we weigh in once a month. So I was weighing in with my accountability partner. But if I'm just thinking about my mindset this past month, it just felt like I was doing the same exact thing, but I wasn't really reaping the reward. And I'm just like, God, I know I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I know I'm doing what works, but it's not working. And so that's what my mindset is saying, right? It's not working. And today when I checked my weight, I was up 4.4 pounds in just 1 month, right? And that really reminded me that the work works. When you do what God is telling you to do, it may seem boring, it may seem mundane, it may seem like it's not working, it may seem like you can't even hear God. Like, I heard you clearly when you said to go and do this, but now that I'm doing it, I don't see you nowhere around. I don't hear you nowhere in this, right? And that was just my reminder that if God sent you for a reason. So it may not feel like it's just this magical outcome, right? But if you're doing the thing that God has called you to do, or God has told you to do, maybe it's not even your calling, but it's something that he told you to do in this season, then you have to be faithful enough to know that the work is working. Don't be faithful to the outcome of what you think that it should look like when you do the work, but be faithful and obedient to what God has told you to do, right? So I just wanted to speak that to somebody else, because maybe you're in a season that's similar to mine. And as I'm speaking to y'all, I'm speaking to me. Like, Jazz, it may seem like it's not working, but if this is what God has clearly told you to do, which I clearly know this is what God has told me to do, then be faithful to what it is that he told me to do. Don't be faithful to what I think it should look like doing what he told me to do. Be faithful to what it is that he told me to do, and that's going to sustain me through this process. Now, is it going to be a little hard, and am I going to feel like tired? I'm human, so there may be days where I have to continue to remind myself, just stay faithful to the work. Don't stay faithful to the outcome. Stay faithful to the work, what it is that God's called me to do. But maybe you're in a season like that as well, and I just wanted to be that reminder that you're human, so feel your emotions, but stay faithful to the work. You know exactly what to do. Just stay faithful, stay on that path, and continue to do the thing that God has told you to do in this season right here, right? And I thought, honestly, I thought I was not going to be able to get on here and talk to y'all today, because I've just been feeling like in a rut, to be honest. But God literally says, like, don't be weary in weeping in, like, I can't think of the scripture of what the Bible says, but it's basically just saying, like, don't get bored, don't get tired doing the thing that I told you to do, because eventually it's going to work for you. Eventually the work is doing on you, it's going to work for you. And people are going to think that it happened like overnight, or it happened instantly. But it's in these moments where you feel like, dang, this is not working. Or it's in these moments where you feel like, God, am I doing the right thing? But you continue to do it anyway, because you know that this is what God has told me to do. Like, you may not hear God in it, but you heard God tell you to do it, right? And it's in those moments where the outcome is birthed from. Like, you have to go through this season of just doing, of just becoming, of just being, before you get to go in that season of having, right? So maybe that's something that you needed to hear, because I know it's something that I need to hear, to just remind myself that, okay, especially in this weather, I don't know if the weather be affecting y'all, but it'd be like gloomy and be cold, and you're just like, God, is this working? Like, but just remember, if God told you to do it, then it's a reason as to why God has called you to it, right? I'm not saying, like, don't know when to pivot, but just make sure that you're always doing the thing that God has told you to do in this season. But just to give, like, some tips of things that I do when I find myself in these, like, moments and I'm just feeling like, dang, life is lifing, or it's hard right now, and I'm like, am I doing the right thing? For one, I go back to what I know that works, right? If I'm correlating this to my fitness journey, and I'm just like, what did I do this past month? Like, it was days where I feel like this is not working. Like, I worked so hard to gain my healthy weight, and then I just lost it all, and I'm trying to do the same thing again, but it's much harder this time around, because now I am a mom, so my whole life is around my daughter, which I'm so grateful for her, but it is a little, like, it's harder, right? So there were moments this past month where I'm just like, I don't know, I'm gonna just do what I can. Like, this is what I can do. I'm gonna do what I can. Some days I had to miss my workout. Some days I got a great workout. Some days I didn't get all my meals in. Some days I got all my meals in, right? But I was like, I'm gonna just stay consistent. I'm gonna just keep doing what I know works, right? And to be able to get to the end of the month and look back, and I'm like, dang, even though I was not perfect, I was consistent. Even though I was not perfect, I was committed. And being committed and consistent to the process is what got me the result to know that I am moving forward. And I translate my fitness journey into so many other journeys in my life, right? The mentality that you get from staying down on your fitness journey, you really get to translate that over to so many other aspects of your life. That's why I tell people all the time, your fitness journey is not just about physical. It's about your health and stuff like that, but it's also about your mental. Like, you get to grow mentally. You get to grow into a better person just overall, right? Your character, your discipline, like that gets to translate over into so much more, far more than just fitness, right? And so now I just correlate that to my real life. Like, Jazz, if you do the things that you need to do consistently, I'm not talking about perfection, because I will never be perfect. None of us will ever be perfect. So anybody who's portraying that life that they're just doing everything perfectly, I personally think they lying, but I ain't in their life to know for sure. But I keep telling myself, if I just continue to show up, if I can continue to show up consistently, if I can continue to show up committed to the reason as to why I started this opportunity in the first place, right? And my reason as to starting this opportunity is not just for physical results. I want people to transform mentally, because my mindset shift that I have with starting this opportunity, I want more people to have that, right? But if I continue to stay consistent and committed to why I started this in the first place, then it's going to work. If I continue to stay committed and consistent to why I started YouTube in the first place, it's going to work. It has to work. The work has to work. Even when it feels like it's not working, it has to work. That is the thing about working. That's why you have to continue to do the work, because it has to, as long as you stay committed, as long as you stay consistent. And I have to remind myself, like, that's easier said than done, because when you're in it, it just feels like, dang, like I keep doing it, I keep going at it, and it's not working. But you can feel that way. Feel your feelings, but still do it anyway. That's what I'm literally telling myself as I say this to y'all. Feel your feelings. You can feel that way. If that's how you feel, that's how you feel. You're human. You have feelings. But continue to do the work anyway. It has to work. That's why I literally want my mental, like my subconscious, to understand that, like, it has to work. Just do it. Just do it day in and day out, not perfectly, but consistently with a committed heart, and know that one day it's going to work. When I look at my fitness journey just this past month, I was doing it consistently. I was doing it committed, even when I felt like it was not working. And now look in hindsight, like, dang, I gained 4.4 pounds in 1 month just by being consistent and committed, doing it even when I feel like it's not working. So in real life, doing the same exact thing, doing it when I feel like it's not working, because you know what to do. You know what God told you to do. And if you don't know what God told you to do, then get back in prayer, because God will reveal that to you. But you know exactly what God has told you to do. I know what God told me to do, to get out my comfort zone and to do things that I'm not normally comfortable with doing. So even though it doesn't feel like this big grand thing, because God has told me to do it right now, God is working on me. God is doing something in me, so that when he does reveal me to the people that he has for me to call, that I can stay standing with my feet planted in solid ground, that I won't wither, I won't waver, I won't fall down. Everything that can be shaken will be shaken, but I won't shake. I will be planted in solid ground, because I am doing the work in the season where it feels like it's not working. That's where God is developing you. That's where God is developing me. So I just wanted to leave you with that message, that if you're in a season like me where it feels like, dang, the work is not working, it's working. It's just not working for you at this moment, but it's working on you. And that is just as important as it's working for you. So I just want to encourage you to stay committed, stay consistent, not perfect. Feel how you feel. Journal your thoughts. I had to journal in my phone this morning just to like talk to God, like really talk to God. I am not like this person who is just like, I tell God how I feel. If I'm mad, I'm going to tell God I'm mad, but I trust you, but I'm mad right now. If I'm confused, God, I'm so confused, but I trust you. God, I don't know why this is not looking how I want it to look, but I trust you, and I'm going to stay committed, and I'm going to stay consistent with the plan that you have for me, right? But I just encourage you to do the same thing. Feel how you feel, but stay committed and stay consistent. You know exactly what you need to do. It's just all about doing it. And it's good when you have people around you who are on that journey with you, who may not be doing the same exact thing, but they have a relationship with God. They can speak life into you, or you can look to them. You can look at God in their life. They don't even have to talk about God, but you can see how they're moving, and you can know that they're moving with God, right? So I just encourage you to do that. Stay with this channel, because like I said, we're on this journey, this life journey together. I'm going through it right with y'all. Like, we're all doing it together. But that's it. This was a really, really quick video, but I wanted to give y'all just what this week has been for me. Like, it has not been, not even just this week, like these past couple of weeks, it has not been necessarily an easy week. I feel like I've been having to drag myself to do my task, but I've been dragging myself to do my task, and knowing that as long as I stay committed, as long as I stay consistent, not perfect, but as long as I stay committed and consistent, it will work for me. God said, and if God said it, then it's already so. I just got to continue to remind my subconscious, remind my mind that this is working no matter what it may look like in the physical. It's already been written in the spiritual, like it's already done in the spiritual world. So in order for it to manifest into my physical, my physicality, my physical reality, then I have to stay committed in this season that I'm in right now, right? But that's it. I hope you enjoyed the content today. Don't forget, follow me on Instagram. I post daily content through my fitness journey, whatever I'm thinking mindset wise. But that's it. I'll see y'all next Sunday, and I'm gonna update y'all on how the new week has been. But pray for me. I'm praying for you. I'm praying for us. We're gonna continue to get better with God as far as on this journey that God has called us to. But I love you. That's it. Until the next video. Bye.